Hello everyone and welcome to Scramble Battle for Britain, the demo. So this is a Steam Next Fest demo that you can pick up for free of a really weird concept that had me incredibly intrigued, so I just had to try it. It is turn-based dogfighting, which, yep, sounds very weird, is very weird, but it seems to be interesting, so let's jump in and see how it works. So I've gone through the tutorial system, so I know vaguely how all of this functions, and this is the first proper mission here, merging 1 versus 1. You can see this setup. We are a Spitfire, we are against one ME109, and we're in a pretty neutral merge situation here. And so here we are in the actual game, and it's broken into these turn phases, where, as you can see, a limited amount of time is going to play out, and we've got this little ghost of what our plane is currently programmed to do. We've also got a ghost of what the enemy plane will program to do if he doesn't touch his controls. Obviously he's going to not just be flying in a straight line for us. And what we can do is give our pilot orders, essentially. We can change the throttle setting down here, but mostly the main thing that we can do is change the stick inputs. You can't bind this to a stick. I'm just using the keyboard here, and so we can see I can pitch up, pitch down, move left or right, and so we can slowly move around our direction indicator to try and put us into an advantageous position. And there are various other things simulated, so there are G effects here, and we do get this little black marking on the outside of our path if we're pulling too high a G, and that will cost our pilot some of his stamina down here in the lower left. The harder we pull, the more his stamina gets reduced, and you can absolutely black him out. But for now, going into neutral merge, I want to start doing a loop here, just try and convert some of my speed into kinetic energy. And this does have seemingly quite a detailed modelling of flight mechanics, and so we should be able to apply everything that we know about dogfights to the simulation. Once we're happy with everything, we just hit enter, and then enter again, and the turn plays out. So we did exactly what we thought we would. Enemy has continued straight, but he is going into a slight dive there, so that's fine. He wants to dive, I want to continue to climb. It does leave your controls in their last used position, so we can just continue this turn if we want to. It's going to adjust it slightly, but then that looks good, and so let's continue. See, he dipped his nose, but he is now coming up. Looks like he's going to try and do an Immelman. I've bled off a fair bit of my speed. I do have speed down here, so I am going to try and turn a little bit harder. So here's going to push my pilot towards his blackout limit. Hopefully that will be fine. I just really want to come out of this turn. Now, one thing that I do notice about this is your controls are just dive, climb, left and right. So unfortunately we don't have separate rudder and roll inputs. It kind of tries to roll and rudder input at the same time to try and put it where you want it to be. It is a little bit awkward for people who are used to flight simulators and you're used to using those independently, but I do see that this could be very good for people new to the hobby who really don't know that much about flight controls and just want a tactical experience. Okay, so here we are coming around for a head-on, so I'm going to try and make the most of this and assume that he is going to continue this turn. It looks like he's banking pretty hard. What we can do is push G at any point to move the camera to where we're ending up. Makes it a little easier to line up exactly where we want to be. So here I want to, assuming he's going to continue this maneuver, I'm going to try and peel a little bit of lead on him and end up over there. This is a much more relaxed maneuver now. I've bled off most of my speed here, so I should be able to turn quite hard, so let's see how this one goes. Okay, now he did change. He's kind of leveling out in his weird inverted turn here, so I'm going to have to do something very different. Now what I can see right here as I'm pulling in, I've got these little orange tracks on the outside. What that is indicating is if I do go into this in my current position and he continues in his current way, I should have something similar to a firing solution around here. Now, really important thing about this, you do have an ammo counter, so you do have to watch it. And you do have to manually tell your pilot that he is allowed to fire. So we'll do that here. I forget the quick key, but I'm just left clicking here. On this ammo, I've got 600 bullets left, and we can see here just as I make that last turn, it is predicting that I'll have a tiny little opportunity to get a snapshot. Don't know if it's going to work out, but let's see what happens. So there we go, got the snapshot. He did pull a little tighter, and so I don't think that's going to hit. One of the bullets is still in the air, but doesn't look like it's going to hit. I'm going to continue to pull in here. I want to try and get a little bit of altitude back, and I want to continue quite happy entering the 2 circle with this guy. Now he is flattening out here, which is good for me. This is a new symbol that I've not actually come across. I'm pretty sure I am entering stall conditions here. I've bled off so much of my speed. So I'm going to level out my turn and just try and roll it if I can. Regain some of my energy as I'm coming back around on this guy. We can also see over on the left here, we can see what it's predicting my speed is doing. So if I straighten out, I'll be gaining a little bit more speed. If I pull it round, I'll be gaining a bit still since I'm going down. And so we can get predictions of everything we're doing here. This is pushing my pilot G meter up a little bit, but not too much. I think this is a pretty reasonable maneuver. I'm not sure what he's doing in this situation. Okay, I'm getting a tiny opportunity for a snapshot here. This is a hell of an angle I have to pull. It's not the greatest, but we'll see how this works out. Really pulling around, I get a potential momentary snapshot if he continues his turn. There we go, you can see we're both exchanging fire there. I think I've not really got enough energy to climb back up here, so I don't think I can really get this back into a firing position. So what I'm going to do is just dive down underneath them and see how this goes. Okay, he reversed his turn as I cut through. Fair enough. Now we do have quite a lot of altitude, so I am happy to bleed off some of my altitude to get some speed here. So I'm just going to roll over here. This is just going to be an energy retaining maneuver, just trying to get myself a bit better positioned. Again, I'm going to do a fairly relaxed maneuver here. I'm mostly just not wanting to black out my pilot. May have made a mistake. He is now very much pulling on to me. So what I could do is take this pass. Pretty risky. If he continues maneuvering as he is, which he would do if he's trying to pull through to get the shot on, I do get a very, very short-ranged shot on him here. Should be perfect if this works out. We'll just have to see what he does. Okay, he pulled a little to the left, so we didn't quite make it there. I did really push my pilot there. You can see his G meter is through the roof. So I'm going to relax this. I'm just going to regain some altitude. Again, want my pilot to recover, want my energy state to recover a bit better, so going to exchange more speed for altitude here and just see what he does. So I think in this situation I've bled off a lot of my speed, then so has he. So I'm just going to keep this loop going. So I'm reaching stalling conditions here, but this complete the turn might put me in a pretty good position. Again, I'm just going to continue this. So here things are looking a lot better. I am not in a good speed state, but he is climbing towards me and I am now diving in towards him. Looks like his speed is going to run out before mine does, so this is going to put me in a pretty good position. Got an opportunity at a little snapshot here, so I'm going to have a go at it. It's not the best firing solution, but we'll see what plays out. It's not actually looking too bad. Got a little bit of a better opportunity this time. Some of those bullets may hit, so let's see what happens. Okay, so this is looking a lot better. He is almost stalling out here, which means he has very little in the way of maneuverability. I meanwhile have got a lot of speed with me. So I'm going to continue to push this, continue to try and shoot. Should get a pretty good solution here. Oh, he jinked at the last moment, but unfortunate, but not much I can do there. Now, I can't turn much with him, but I'm in a pretty good position, so I'm just going to try and follow his roll here. Did make a mistake there. I am far faster than him, which means that I am about to overshoot. So what I'm going to try and do is pull up here and recover. Let's do a bit more recovery here. Seems to be wanting to follow me into the turn, which I don't think is good for him, so I'm just going to keep climbing here. I'm in the better energy situation, so I'm just going to out-climb him at this point. And that worked out nicely, so I'm just going to roll over the top here, and that should put me in a pretty good position to dive back in on him. He is really trying to push this climb, and I don't think he really has the legs for it, so if he's going to continue doing that, I'm just going to continue this loop. Oh, bit dangerous there. He is getting guns on me. I'm going to tighten my turn just to make sure that I avoid those guns more than anything. I don't think I've really got an opportunity here. I might tell my guy to fire just in case he continues to pull up. I might actually get a pretty decent... Actually, I've got options for a pretty good hit here. So yeah, I'm going to fire my guns, ease off the turn, see if I can catch him as he is reaching the apex. Okay, so good thing I got multiple hits there. You can see little blast markers. We can also see he has taken damage. Red means destroyed, white means damaged. And so I believe the white bar is his wing-mounted machine gun or cannon. I don't know what form of 109 this is. But I have clipped off one of his ailerons, which is very, very handy. Now, slight issue, as you may be able to see, we are really close to colliding, and collision is absolutely a thing in this game. So what I'm going to do for now is I'm just going to pitch down, try and avoid this collision. Oh, nicely done. Collisions avoided. Now I need to avoid the collision with the water, so I'm mostly just focusing on my own aircraft here rather than what he's doing. going to flatten out here, let my pilot recover a little bit. No real need to push it here, I'm in a better position, so I'm just going to start recovering altitude, turning back, and he's retreated. And then afterwards we get this little replay of the entire fight as it occurred that we can watch through. So yeah, there we go. Got 3 stars because I didn't actually kill him. I only managed to chase him off. Planes do have an option to disengage, they then have to get far enough away, and because I was happily extending, he did manage to escape there. Demo does come with a number of different scenarios that we can try, so the training is just very, very basic, just with the enemy plane completely keeping its course, so it's just basic controls more than theory. We do have the series of dogfights, a series of Stuka intercepts, and some extra hard dogfights, which I'm guessing just have the AI turned up, or perhaps better planes for the AI. But to round off today, I was going to try this one, the Friendly Fire mission. Should be a fair bit easier. We've got 2 planes on our side this time, and I do control both of them, and just make sure that we don't accidentally ram a friendly here. Okay, so this mission seems to be very straightforward, mostly to teach you friendly fire is bad, since our 2 planes are going head on. They both have firing solutions, they're both pointed at each other. So what I'm going to do is going to get my first plane here by Telford, and he's just going to bank up for all he is worth to avoid the collision. I push tab to go over to the other one. We've got Kerr here, is going to go for the actual shots here, and he's also going to start turning to try and pull on this guy's 6 after the turn. So let's see how this goes. Well, Kerr screwed that one up. Fired a bit late, but fine. Now I've got 2 planes, so hopefully I can make this happen a little easier. I want to keep Kerr in this turn, I want to bring him around, go over to my other plane. I really just doing an Immelmann with him, I think, just gain altitude and keep him as top cover. Yeah, so just going to keep Telford here in a lazy bank. Looks like this guy's trying to dive away, so Kerr's going to continue to push this. I'm going to end up bleeding off a lot of this guy's stamina trying to keep this up. Now I'm going to arm his guns just in case I manage to pull something off here. Not quite. Guy pulled in a little sharper, but Kerr is still in a good position here. Now I'm going to make a prediction here that he is not going to continue this loop. I'm predicting that he continues to pull up instead, and so I am going to maneuver assuming that is the case, assuming he starts to pull up here, so I want to end up in this position. I'm going to ease off my turn a little bit. I am going to arm the guns for Kerr. Telford though, I just want him keeping position, keeping him as an option here. Sort of paid off there. I managed to almost get shots on. Didn't quite get shots on. he kind of split the difference between what he was originally doing and what I thought he was going to do. He seems to be shooting at the ship, so I think these ships are friendly, so I'll try not to shoot them. So Kerr's just going to turn around. Gonna maybe move Telford around in a position where he can dive in if needed here. Yeah, I might get Telford to start committing to this fight a little bit more, since Kerr is not currently winning. Do have a possibility of firing solution here, but I don't think it's going to be a good one, so I'm not going to bother arming the guns. Just want to come around. Now that is looking much better. Fortunately, he's still turning a bit too hard. Telford's looking like he might be coming in a better position here, so let's just see how this goes. Okay, going to get Kerr to make a slashing pass at this guy. I'm not really expecting hits here, but you never know. Telford though is going to come in. I'm holding fire with him since Kerr's going to be in the way. Okay, that's actually worked pretty well. I'm going to arm Telford's guns. Kerr's just getting out of here now. It's going to pull straight up, or start pulling up. Telford though is going to see if he can get an engagement here. Nah, the guy leveled out. Alright, just continuing both turns. This is not going to be a firing chance. Alright. I'm mostly here just trying to make sure that my planes don't hit each other. Both of them are in pretty decent positions though. Alright, let's see how they do. They're both really pushing it. The sky is turning right. Just making sure it doesn't look like Telford here is going to go in the water. Looks okay. Alright, so let's see how this goes. I think Kerr is ending up in a very nice position here. Actually, Kerr's pulled a little bit too high aspect. This might end up getting him doing a little bit of a high yo there. Alright, Telford's on the bleeding edge of blacking out, but just going to try and make the most of this. I think he blacked out. Okay. I thought I had until his stamina bar disappeared. Oh no, okay, so he just ran out of his stamina bar and blacked out. Okay, so the stamina bar just makes the G bar fill faster. Good to know. And the white arc is the pilot consciousness meter. Excellent. Right, well, I lost one plane there, it's a wee bit embarrassing. Alright. I'm going to give my pilot permission to fire here, because he may get some decent shots. Close, but not quite. Alright, it's going to continue pushing the turn. He is diving away. This may get a lot worse before it gets better. Alright, so we're just manoeuvring for position here. Or very, very much neutral right now. Definitely have wasted my advantage. I'm going for guns here, seeing what I can do this time round. Might get a decent snap at him just here. Okay, I do need to watch my pilot. He is not doing particularly well. But I am in a really nice position here if I can just... Yeah, that's looking quite good. Let's see how this goes. Oh, he reversed his turn, but I am still in the better position. I want to avoid the overshoot here, so I'm going to pull back on my throttle a little bit. Now I want to push that back to full to make the most of the energy that I have. And try and get ahead of him here. Going to be firing this round mostly so I can go into next round with bullets in the air. But he decided not to fire. This is looking good, so let's see how this goes. There we go, multiple good hits on him. He's lost an elevator. So let's keep pressure on him. Oh, another good hit. There goes his vertical stabilizer even. So that's definitely a good pass. Now I just have to keep pressure on him so he doesn't try and disengage. Now my problem is I am out of speed here. Just trying to loop around here a little bit. Now I'm going to fire again here just because I'm pretty much at a firing solution, and then just try and pull up. Yeah, good hit there. There goes his wing. Now I just need to try and recover this. There we go, he bailed. Counted as my win. That counted as me in a crippling defeat because, yeah, I should not have killed my pilots. This poor guy here blacks out, goes into the water. Not very good. But yeah, really interesting concept. Really works a lot better than you would think that turn-based dogfighting would. Definitely makes you think of everything. I think it's a good way of people kind of learning the theory of dogfighting. Definitely am interested in keeping this going, trying this with some of the other missions that are out there. Definitely need to get a bit better at everything. Still very, very much learning. It is quite tricky with the just the predictions of being forced into keeping up a maneuver for several seconds, no matter what the enemy does make it very hard to kind of predict. But really good idea, really interested in seeing this as a full game. If you are interested, this is currently on the Steam Next Fest, so it is a free demo, and so you can pick it up and play it yourself. Yeah, let me know what you thought down in the comments. If you'd like to see more, by all means let me know, and I'm happy to do more, and otherwise I hope to catch you in a future video. Until then, remember to be kind to yourselves and everyone else. Cheers.